and they win the NFC South.
What's good, everybody? Let's talk some Tampa sports. Well, damn. Okay. Before I get into what I'm about to get into, which I might be the most tense I've been on this channel, outside of like playoff losses, I want to give credit to the Patriots. Good team, 8-2, clear AFC contenders. If anyone thinks otherwise, at this point, I don't know what else they have to show you. They've beaten us. They've beaten New England. They're on a 7-game win streak. MVP level quarterback. Can hit on big plays. Good defense. Great at stopping the run, which becomes very important in the play. Kudos to that team. They beat us in our house. Kind of. That's what I'm about to get into. So kudos to them. I want to get that out of the way so that there's no... you didn't give the Patriots credit because I've been through that before. Kudos to the Patriots. Good team. But this video is going to be about the Bucs. And the only thing that made me more mad, other than the loss itself, was our own fan base. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. I know there's a ton of New England transplants that live down here. I know that. I've lived here my whole life. Obviously. But my goodness, y'all. My goodness. What you'll do for a quick buck, dude. God. Can't you do anything else? Set up a lemonade stand in front of your house? Start an OnlyFans? Like, why do you gotta sell your tickets? Why? The Bucs are 6-2. The Patriots were 7-2. Huge, fun game. Why would you not want to go? You want to get rid of that ticket? I can't tell people what to do with their money, but damn, the atmosphere it created. And I know those MVP chants were loud in the stadium. I could tell you that. I know they probably went through on TV as well. Like, embarrassing, dude. So it's not only that. It's after the game, going into the night. People's overreactions to this game. We lost to a now 8-2 team by 5 points. And the Bucs had plenty of opportunities to win this game. And the overreactions I saw on social media just had me about to lose my mind. I had to just turn my phone off for the night. People, Bucs accounts with a lot of followers tweeting like, we can't win a Super Bowl under Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles needs to be fired. I don't know if we can win a Super Bowl with Baker Mayfield. Like, when y'all say dumb, emotionally led things like that, like, it is just a embarrassing and bad look for the rest of the fan base. Who were at the game? Who stood behind this team? Who got up on every third down and tried to get loud despite half the stadium being navy blue? Shut up. Shut up. If you're going to sell your ticket, just forget about it. If you don't care that much, why are you being so emotionally led on social media saying they need to fire everyone? You didn't care that much to show up. And I want to be clear, I'm not talking about people who didn't choose to buy tickets. Everyone's in their own situation in life. But if you had the money to buy tickets, you have season tickets. Clearly, you have the funds to do it. And you decide to sell it. Not to a Bucs fan. You can easily go on Twitter and be like, hey, who needs Bucs tickets? Or Facebook, hey, who needs Bucs tickets? People will respond, hit you up. No, let's go ahead and sell them to the opposing team. So that irrational response from this fan base really got under my skin yesterday. Not a fun game. No, I hated losing too. But damn. Fire Bowles, fire Grizz for what? Losing to a 7-2 team by 5? The Bucs' 3 losses this year: New England, Detroit, Philly. All contenders. All contenders. This is not like last year where we got obliterated by Kirk Cousins and lost to Cooper Rush in Dallas, to an average Dallas. This is not that. The Bucs have handled their business against teams of that level this season. This is not that. They're losing to very good teams, and 2 of them by 1 score. Detroit was the only one where you can actually be like, okay, that was bad. 2 of them by 1 score. They beat San Fran. They went to Seattle. You see how good that Seattle team looks? They went to Seattle. No Mike Evans. Half their offensive line out. No Bucky Irving. And win in Seattle. Like, and your response after this game, losing by 5 to a now 8-2 team, is fire everyone. All right, cool. The Bucs are sitting at 6-3 through 9 games, without wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 4, running back 1, their best pass rusher, and they've started every single game this season with at least 2 starting offensive linemen out. How many teams do you think in the NFL can get away with that? How many teams do you think in the NFL would be 6-3 dealing with those circumstances? If you tell me anything more than 3 other teams, you've lost your mind. And that's not even biased. Like, that's just how deep this team is. The fact that we can deal with that amount of losses on offense and still be 6-3 and still have a competitive game with someone as good as the New England Patriots. And you want to fire the coach who's 6-3 with those circumstances? That horrible card they've been dealt? Just emotionally led, dude. Like, take a deep breath, take a step back. Look, they've played, like I said, New England, Philly, Detroit, San Fran, Seattle. Might as well throw Houston in there. They've been on the come up, like, and they're 6-3 with all of those players I named that were out. But yeah, right. Let's fire the coach. Cool. I'm sure that's what the players in the locker room are saying as well. The players that are there, going through it every day, know way more than we do. I'm sure that's what they're saying. Hey, they should really fire this guy, right? Trying to be reasonable with people who are not reasonable is an impossible task, so I'm going to move on from that. It was not a fun game, like I said. It was a game that just felt like you had plenty of chances to win this game. You had plenty of chances to take the lead. You had plenty of chances to make your mark. And the offense, I would say primarily the game falls on, but it is both sides of the football. It is both sides of the football for sure. And the reason I say it's primarily on the offense is because I just think the defense gave them ample opportunity to really put up some numbers, to put up some points. They start the game with a touchdown. That's 3 minutes and 37 seconds into the game. They don't get their next touchdown until 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. That's when the next touchdown comes. It has to be better than that. I know we're lacking personnel. Abuka is our wide receiver 1, a 7th round pick is our wide receiver 2. Both rookies. I know. The situation sucks. But it has to be better than that when your defense is giving you those opportunities. So you go touchdown. Defense gets a stop. Here's your chance to go up two scores. You end up punting. Defense gets another stop. Here's your chance to go up 2 scores. You go 3 and out. Defense gives up a big touchdown. All right? Do you have a response? No. Defense gets another stop. Bucs get a field goal. Okay, we'll take it. And then defense gives up a touchdown right at the end of the half. So this is where the game absolutely changes right here, is those middle 8 is what you call it. 4 final minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half. Patriots took full advantage of it, scored their touchdown with zeros on the clock, and then come out less than a minute in. Huge play from Trevion Henderson. So now it's 21-10 out of nowhere, because you had all these chances to put up more than 10 points, and you only put up 10 points. So then you go into the third quarter. All right, 21-10 now. Here's your chance to respond. 5 plays, just 7 yards. All right, defense gets a 3 and out. Bucs finally respond. Beautiful drive. 11 plays, 92 yards. Big play to Abuka down the middle. Couple shots to K. Dotton. Perfect. All right, now it's 21-16. They didn't get the 2-point conversion. Defense gets a turnover on downs. They get another stop. Here's your chance to take the lead, or at least cut it down. Punt. Defense gets another stop. Here's your chance to take the lead. Another 3 and out, 2 yards. Defense gets another stop. Here's your chance to take the lead. Another... You see what I'm saying? Like, there were plenty of opportunities in this game. And I feel like the defense, despite the 4 big plays that they gave up, they gave this offense plenty of opportunities to win this game. I don't think Baker was completely on point yesterday. I don't think Grizzard was completely on point. I think the worst part of Grizzard yesterday was that 3rd and 3 late in the game. They call a pass. In 4-down territory, late in the game, you guys know the situation I'm talking about. They decide to go pass on 3rd and 3. Cade Otton gets hit hard, ends up knocking the ball out, and now it's 4th and 3. You're not going to run the ball on 4th and 3, so that just gives New England the opportunity to pin back and tee off, and that's exactly what they did. They pretty much got a sack. Baker somehow got the ball to Rashad, but it didn't go anywhere, and there's you look at this game, man, it's just so many opportunities. So many. Sterling Shepard, what the hell? Like, you've been in this league for how long, and that blatant of a pick play, that was another opportunity to tie or take the lead or cut it closer, whatever the score was at that point in the game. Plenty of chances. Got to give credit to the Patriots. Did not take advantage of them. And the Bucs actually had some success running the football. Nobody's been able to run on New England Patriots this year. As a matter of fact, they have the NFL record, or had the NFL record. I guess they still technically do. But that's now been cut. They had the record for most games into an NFL season without giving up 50 yards to one running back. That ended yesterday with Sean Tucker getting 53 of his own. 6 yards a carry. Rashad White, 4 yards a carry. Why do they combined have 19 total carries in a game that was never a blowout when they're averaging 6 yards a rush and 4 yards a rush? That makes not much sense to me. And it just goes back to that 3rd and 3 where they had that chance to take the lead. They finally got the ball down there. 3rd and 3. One guy's averaging 4 yards. One guy's averaging 6 yards. Let's throw the ball. Ibuka had a hell of a game. 6 receptions, 115 and a touchdown. Shout out Tez Johnson getting 2 touchdowns. Cade Otton had a good game himself. 9 receptions, 82 yards. Just couldn't put it all together. Baker, 273, 3 touchdowns, no picks. It was clearly nice having Luke Gedeke back. I think that had a lot to do with the run game and the fact that they were able to be successful against the best run defense in the NFL. Drake May had himself a game. Once again, those big plays. The Patriots had 435 yards of total offense yesterday, and I just did the math. When you add up both Travion Henderson's runs, the Kyle Williams touchdown, and the Mac Hollins 54-yard catch, that's 250 yards on 4 plays. 250 yards on 4 plays, and that's where the Bucs lost the game. I talked in the preview about how this Patriots team, is known for hitting big plays. And that's exactly what happened. Talked about how Travion Henderson is a threat running out wide. He can make some moves. That's what happened. I mentioned how we'll see Kyle Williams in this game with Kayshon Boutte out. So, it sucks. But like I said, at the start of this video, talking about those people just being, the Doom Squad is what I call them. The Doom Squad of this fan base that is spewing ridiculous from their mouth or from their fingers. Everything is still headed for this team. I think at the beginning of the season, everyone said, this team healthy is a contender. And I still stand by that. There's only 2 people that are for sure out for the year. Cody Mauch and Kalijah Kancey. So if we get Mike Evans back at playoff time, Chris Godwin, Bucky, who knows? Apparently they're supposed to come back this season. Jalen McMillan, who knows? They're supposed to come back at the end of the season. I see no reason that this team can't get back into that category, get back into that status. They're 6-3 with all of these guys out. That's multiple Pro Bowl players, Pro Bowl caliber players that are out dealing with injury. Not even mentioning the fact of the offensive line missing 2 starters every game. I've already talked about all this. Still 6-3. You got Buffalo, that's going to be tough. You got LA, that's going to be tough. But then you got Arizona, the Saints, the Falcons, the Dolphins, the Panthers twice. There's no reason this team shouldn't roll right into the playoffs. And if they can get healthy, there's no reason to think this team can't compete with anybody. That's what we were all saying before the season, right? What's changed? If those guys can get healthy, what's changed? So that's all. We can only control what we can control. So Hopefully they can get healthy, and hopefully this team can get to that level that we know they can reach when healthy. I don't believe in quality losses or moral victories, but 28-23, that's a good team. Give them credit. Drake May played very well. Travion Henderson, some huge runs, finding the holes, and defense played good. We didn't do enough. They had 4 huge plays. We didn't. So that's going to be it for me. Leave your comments down below. The start of the video was probably the most amped I've been for a non-playoff game in a very long time. So we'll see how people take that. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Go Bucs. Y'all have a blessed one.